Dearest God, I haven't talked to you in so long. Father said I should never forget who I am and where I come from. How does one forget, God? How does one forget when the daily paper boasts of newfound oil and my land's poverty on the same page? Do we lift our chins and smile to the world, or do we run for cover from those aerial bombs and the shame? Before the regime, women wore dresses and no veils. I remember I was caught buying Iron Maiden and I was called a slut for not covering myself enough. I didn't tell Mom. Their uniformly black veils haunt me and my dreams, God, laying their hands all over me, covering me till only the whites of my eyes are left. Under the Islamic regime now, it is illegal to kill a virgin, so they get her married, rape her, and throw her away. I wish you were here more often. The Shah is in exile now. I sometimes try to dream of an alternate reality. If the British hadn't whispered sweet nothings into his ears, our emperor hadn't been overthrown, Shah hadn't risen to power, we did rise to riches from rags. Was the Anglo-Iranian oil company worth this, God? The Shah wasn't appointed by you. I used to think you were to blame, but the decisions were made here, on earth, a small price free will has to pay. In the end, we're all puppets of something. They shouldn't have released the news of the oil. The British found a flower that gave off the sweetest scent when crushed, and they crushed it. Iraq attacked Iran in the midst of the civil war. We beat our breasts in every morning assembly to remember the dead. For whom did they die? For us, for us. For whom did they die? For us, for us. The echo of our chants swallowed the numbers and tucked them under the graves of our men. It didn't matter which country they lost their lives to anymore. The blood of our martyrs is irrigating sacred soil, and soon the deserts of despair will be fertile again. To die a martyr is to pump blood into the veins of society. I'm still waiting for you to punish them for their words. Do you know what they've started to say about you? It's God's will if my neighbor survives his heart attack. It's your will if teenage boys explode in landmines. The key? Women in heaven? The key is nothing but the dreaded telephone call that rings to wake their mothers, only to announce death, another death. They treat women like they're limited bags of rice that have to be kept out of reach so they wouldn't explode from the hands groping them. My parents would have left the country, but they don't want to be someone else's servants. I sometimes wonder if you keep count of the thousands of Iranian souls you hide, have you started to forget their names? My religion's teacher claimed that Iran is safer now. No people were killed since the new regime. Do you remember Uncle Anoosh? He made me promise that even if I didn't understand then, I would not forget my roots. The swans he sculpted out of breadcrumbs in prison lie abandoned in Iran, where the blood of war seeps into land, seeps into my swans' soft pores and turns them into a bloodied mush. I got detention that day. Dearest God, Father said I should never forget who I am and where I come from. I've taken off my veil now. I've waited for this day for so long, only to realize I had to enter foreign soil to be myself. Mother says I need to hold on to something, but my fingers are so cold, so numb from the shock. I only wish the Haran would anchor me to itself while I try to stay afloat. It is strange to not belong anymore. I promised Grandma no one would be allowed to suffer. It would simply be forbidden, I had said. I saw Ma collapse into my father's arms the second I turned to leave. Grandma told me to never sink down to the level of the ones who hurt me. I will not sink, even when what hurts me is bigger than one person. Do not worry about me, God. I only pray you let her find joy in the scent of those jasmine flowers tonight. Yours, Satrapi.